asking me about next week. It's Thanksgiving, and will we still be live doing the Success Connection? Now, how many of you know the answer to that question already? Just say yes. Okay, here's the thing. I don't take off holidays. I don't take off birthdays. The only time I have taken off the Success Connection in 3 years was the day that my cousin passed away earlier this year, and that's it. So barring another major catastrophe, I will be here on Thursday next week, Thanksgiving night, doing what I do, teaching, and actually next week we've got, I know it's just kind of worked into the plan, but we're going to be releasing some of our ambassador funnels. So anyway, next week we will still be rocking the show and the training. So that will still happen. Tonight, here's what we're going to do. We have been talking about our ambassador program. Okay. So we're going to go through first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through building an ambassador, building a page in ClickFunnels in general. Okay. So we're actually going to go through, I've got my lead designer, his name is Ricky. He's built all the funnels that you guys have gotten from me in the past 2 years. Ricky built them all from scratch. How many of you would like to see how Ricky builds funnels? Just say yes. I always take the credit, you know that. I'm always going to say, look what this funnel I made for you and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a collaboration. It comes from up here, and then it kind of comes out on the computer through Ricky and his skill set. And then, of course, he puts a lot of his spin on it as well. So it's going to be really, really awesome training for you guys tonight. You're going to, have my lead designer that's responsible for all the pages that have brought in millions of dollars through our funnels. And they're all going to be laid out there for you tonight. We're going to show you how this is done. Then I'm going to buy 10 pages from you guys. You've all posted them in the Success Connection group. I'm going to be purchasing 10 of them for you. And then next week, I'm going to share that whole bundle plus what we make tonight with everybody in the group. So it's going to be phenomenal. Next week, you're going to literally get probably 15 new ambassador program squeeze pages, all happening next week live on the Success Connection. So it's going to be awesome. We're also going to talk a little bit about the commissions that you'll earn with the ambassador program, which I think will be really, really good. So we'll try to keep this to right at an hour. I know that it's we're getting close to the holidays, and next week we'll try to keep it right at an hour as well. And then we're going to kind of rock on with the rest of our plan. Now, what I first want to do before we go any further, I want to, because I know that there are always people on here that are new, okay? And so I want to respect that. And I can't spend hours and hours and hours, okay, on review. Remember, you've got access to all of these replays, okay, inside of your Morrison Education Center. But I'm going to tell you when we're releasing the ambassador program right now. So here's the deal. Our ambassador, we call it our ambassador program, all right? The reason for the ambassador program has always been and will always be to create opportunity for you to make money without having to build funnels. So what we're going to show you tonight is the way that you can build your email list plus promote and make money through the ambassador program. So of course, this whole traffic thing is going to come about. This is what we're going to focus on tonight. We're going to call it the ambassador squeeze page. All right. This is where all we do is ask for an email address. Okay. Email only. All right. That is the page that we're going to teach you guys how to build tonight. But we're going to go through some of the elements that you can add to it, because so many of you have done a phenomenal job with this. And then we're going to share all of these with you and give them to you completely free. Now, remember, after the ambassador squeeze page, they're actually going to go to what we now call our opt-in, okay? Our opt-in create account page, okay? And that's where we have that little form over here that asks them for more information, right? So we kind of have like this. When they fill this out, they get their free course. Okay, so they get their free course from us, okay? So they got to fill this out next. They get a free course, all right? So this is all taking place so that you can build your email list. Now, we could skip this step, okay? You could completely skip this step, okay? But if you skip this step, no list. That just means you won't build your list. So you can do it either way. I, of course, want you guys to build your email list. How many of you want to build your email list? Say yes, 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 yes. I need to see tons of engagement, by the way, okay? Tons and tons and tons of engagement. I see tons and tons and tons of engagement. Awesome. Remember, we're here. I've got Ricky here. I've got Nick here. I want to make sure that you guys are engaged, paying close attention, all right? So with the Ambassador Program, we build these pages for you, okay? We're going to give you, next week, we're going to give you, I believe it will end up being 15 squeeze pages. This will happen next week. This link will be here to get 15 of these completely free, won't cost you anything. It'll be some that everybody's built and then some that Ricky and I are going to be building tonight, as well as the others. Now, of course, you guys know that once somebody opts into here, we do a couple things. We send them up here to our thank you page, okay? And on this, we try to sell them the Ambassador sales, right? So we try to sell them the Ambassador Club. Then we're going to also put them into our autoresponder, okay? So it goes out autoresponder emails, which again is to sell the Ambassador Club. So we're trying to sell obviously onto this to this thing. And then we also, once they fill this out, we give them access to our free course. Okay, we give them access to the free course and training. All right, and the training also sells the Ambassador Club. Okay, so you've got ways to make money here, here, and there. All three of those we do for you. We automate all of this for you, and of course, we are going to help you make money with this. So if you were to look at this, all right, for those of you that are new, and I want you to go back and watch the reviews from last week. If you were to look at it, you would be able to see that we have squeeze pages, which we gave these out last week. Oops, hold on. I clicked the wrong thing, I think. All right, so we have squeeze pages that look like this, okay? So this would be a squeeze page. We've built this already. Ricky's gonna come on and show us how to build more, and then I'm gonna buy 10 of these from you, and I'm gonna give them all to you for free so that you have access to use these in your business. Once a person goes through this page, then they will go into one of these pages. Now, these are the sales pages that we've created. I want to show you guys this one right here. This will be loaded into your Ambassador Program, by the way. We can all thank Frank for building this page. So Frank is on here. We bought this from Frank last week for $1,000. And Frank built this page. All of you will get to benefit from it and profit from it. And as you can see, it says create your free account for Morrison Education. So you see this page right here is loaded in and ready to rock and roll with our Ambassador Program now. So think about it. You get an opt-in. Oops, hold on. You get an opt-in here, and then they create their free account right here, okay? So all of this is happening instantly. You start making money the second that somebody joins our program, just with literally by putting their information in and creating a free account. We cookie them, that's what you want to call it. We tag them to you. They will get an account inside of here, all right? I can't say this enough times because really and truly, this is the most important thing that we could possibly be paying attention to right now. So they get a free account inside of here, all right? I am working on this free training right here, and it should be finished, I would think, by the end of this weekend, okay? And that's the Profit Cycle Blueprint. We give them that for free. The goal is that by putting them into this members area, they will buy other products. They will check out other trainings. When they do, you get paid off of everything. Okay, so the whole idea here, especially if you're new, and I know for some of you that have been here for a while, you're like, gosh, Anthony, you say the same thing for the first 5 minutes every week. But the fact of the matter is we have to be respectful. There's new students joining every single day, and I want to make sure that everybody's up to speed and understands that the profit cycle is phenomenal. The profit cycle and what we do, this whole thing here is a profit cycle, right? Traffic to squeeze pages to opt-in pages. This whole thing that you see here is a profit cycle. One of the problems that a lot of people have is that they don't know how to generate the profits from it. They can make a page, but the page doesn't put money in your pocket. You've got to have something to sell, right? And so for me, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that you had great products to sell that could make you tons and tons of money, right? Now, let's just look real fast before we bring Ricky on to do his thing. Let's look at the commissions, all right? So commissions that you can make. This is for our ambassador club. All right, so for our ambassador club. So you might want to take a look at this, write this down. All right, let's see if I can move this along here. All right, you can kind of see the top line of products and programs up there. And then I'm going to tell you the commissions. So everybody should be writing this down. If you are ready to write this down, just say yes. Hopefully you will. This is going to tell you about how much money you can make, okay? We'll go with email domination. When somebody buys this product, okay, you are going to make, I'm going to pull it up here. I actually have to do the math because I didn't do it before I got on here. Let's see. You will make anywhere between, call it $523.95 all the way up to $748.50, okay? And I'm going to go on and write on here, auto engage. That's one of my softwares. Same thing on that one, okay? So one conversion, and you've literally made, let's see if I can move this up, one conversion, and you've literally made up to $750, okay? Literally one single conversion. Let's see. We've got our Build Sim Profit Live. Okay. Build Sim Profit Live. So if you refer somebody that happens to buy a ticket from us, okay, so if somebody buys one of our tickets, you can make about $250 on one of those. Trying to keep this from getting too out of hand here. Fan page domination. All right. Fan page domination, it is between $698.95 up to $998.50. So literally almost $1,000 commission that you get paid on that one offer, right? One single thing. And this is good for traffic from anywhere. We have people from all over the world that are in our program, so works great. What about Income EDU? All right, so Income EDU. I'm just going to say it's up to $25 per month because that's a recurring product. It's one of the only recurring products that we really have. The Ambassador Club. I'm going to be doing a much higher percent on this. So I'm still working through the numbers to try to give you guys the most commissions I possibly can on this one. So haven't 100% locked that in, but we're close. On SWA 3.0, this is a course that probably most of you haven't even seen or heard of. It's a beginner's course. So if you're already on here, you either have it, you may not have it, but at the end of the day, it's a beginner's course to get people kind of acclimated to building ClickFunnels pages and all those things. So this is up to, because there's so many, there's a few upsells in this one. It's since it's not a really expensive product, there's a few upsells, but you can make up to $400 per sale on that one. Then we've got this Mastery Funnel Club. None of you even have that yet. We'll be releasing that. All right, the Mastery Funnel Club, you can make up to $50 per month on that one. Oh, sorry, my screen is so big at home, and I know I'm seeing that you can't see it. Mobile opt-in. Okay, this is the same thing as fan page domination. So $698 all the way to basically $998. All right, mobile opt-in. So you generate a sale of mobile opt-in and you will have access to that. Then there's all this other software down here. You see this other software? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's 6 other software. Those you will be earning somewhere between $10 and $40 per month. And then there's our flagship product that people everywhere use, Build Redirects, which you can earn. I mean, with Build Redirects, you can earn, I mean, there's annual plans and there's monthly plans. So it could be anywhere from, you know, $50 a month up to like $400 per year. Okay, so in other words, at like one pop, somebody could just come in and get the annual plan of Build Redirects. Let me take a look and make sure I didn't miss anything in here. Oh, all right. So we also have, and this is not something that we've released yet. Well, we've got Inbox Inner Circle. All right. This is kind of this is again, it's all about email marketing. It's the beginner's course, and then people kind of take the email domination course. But you can make up to $300 on this one. And then we have a product that's not available right now. I can't promise you that it will even be available, to be totally honest. But we have a Morrison coaching program that we release only at our live events. We have not released it to anybody else. It's not cheap because it's webinars just like this one, but it's every week with my staff, which means Nick is on teaching funnels, and we've got 2 guys, Adrian's 2 guys that run his Shopify stores are on teaching Shopify. Josh gets on and teaches email marketing. This is a pretty expensive coaching package that we will, if we release it, you will get commissions on it. So we're not holding back commissions on anything from you guys, but I'm not sure when or even if we'll make that like a public thing. I like to test things. I actually released that a year ago, never told anybody about it. And then we did it again at our live event this year, and then never told anybody. Nobody can even get it except at the live event. But if that happens, then we'll hook you up. So I want you guys to look at this. That's 1, 2, 3. Then this is 6 more. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different products that you will make money on. And all you've got to do is literally just give away a free training to people that they will absolutely love anyway. And you can literally start making money on 18 of our products. The thing is what makes the ambassador program different than anything else is 1 click equals earning commissions on all of those programs. You don't have to get clicks on all of them and all that stuff. 1 single click, and you can now start getting paid on all of those programs, okay? This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I'm super stoked. And How many of you heard me talk about second tier? I think I talked about second tier maybe it was last week or the week before. Yeah. So because, and this is not, by the way, if you're new, I don't do MLMs. I've never done MLMs. When I was on television, people hit me up to do MLMs all the time. I did one MLM that I joined. It was called Effusion. You probably want to know what it is. It was an energy drink. And I hated the energy drink, but the company was local. And so I was like, all right, I'll try this. They went under and bankrupt within like 6 months. And here I am. I still have that stuff in my refrigerator to remind me not to be an idiot anymore. So I don't do a bunch of MLM type stuff. But what I will do is I'll give you second tier commissions. So we have a second tier commission that gets set up when you're on our program, okay? And it works really, really simply. It's going to be a percentage, probably somewhere between 5 and 10% of whatever anybody sells. So you'll have a second tier commission that comes in every single time somebody makes a sale. So without getting too MLM-ish here, we're drawing it out. Let's just say that like this is you, okay? Ricky's gonna laugh because I'm not very artistic, but this is you, and you have this little page out here, right? And you send some traffic, right? So you send, we'll just do like these little dots here. You sent traffic, okay? And then somebody came through, and this person over here joins our ambassador program, okay? Well, when this person joins our ambassador program, you get paid, all right? Now, they could buy all kinds of other products, but I don't want to draw all of it out. So you get paid because you're the affiliate. You are the ambassador that did this, okay? But now watch this. If he sends a bunch of traffic, okay, over here to his page, all right, and somebody opts in, just like they would do here. They opt in, and now there's this person over here that buys, okay? Well, here's what happens. If we look, when this happens, he gets paid first tier, but you get paid second tier. And what that means is that, listen, if you generate, like if this is a $2,000 product, you're going to make $200. You haven't sold anything to anybody, and you just make $200 all day long. So we've done all the marketing, built all the funnels that sell all of our products. They sell from solo ads. They sell from Facebook ads. They sell from direct mail. I mean, pretty much anything and everything. But I have one question for you. If I were to give you, and you know I've held this back. I've talked to you about solo ads for a long time. We spend about $40,000 a week on solo ads. If I were to give you my solo ad source, like legitimately where I buy my solo ads, would you be interested in that? That's probably a rhetorical question. That's like me asking my wife if she would be interested in me not working for a day. She's laughing at me. So I see lots and lots of yeses. Here's the deal. As I build this program, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm bringing you along for the ride as I build the program, as I come up with the final structure is probably a little bit different than it was when I started talking about it 4 weeks ago. But I wanted to show you and let you help me mold the program, let you help me mold what it will end up being, so that it will end up being something that's perfect for all of you, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider giving my solo ad source away. They can do almost 1 million clicks a week. So it's not just that it's fresh, it's that they can do about 1 million clicks a week. I don't think that you guys are going to buy 1 million clicks. Plus, there won't be that many of you. I mean, let's just be realistic. It's not going to be 1,000 people that are in the Ambassador Club. So I don't think that's going to be a huge issue of mine. So with that said, let's go back up here. We'll talk. I'm going to give this PDF. Nick will put it into your members area when we're finished tonight, so you can download it and take a copy of it and keep it. This funnel right here, the Ambassador Club funnel, understand something. You can skip building your own page or using your own page. You can literally everything, let's do pink. You can do everything kind of from this line over right here, okay? Basically, I've done all of that for you, all right? Everything going that way is done for you, 100%. This is the question mark. Do you want to do this? If you do this, this builds your list for you, which I want you to do. Now, we're going to give you these pages for free. All you literally have to do is launch them and you're good, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to let Ricky take my screen or take over the screen and start showing you guys. We're going to go through one or two funnels, and I'll actually give you those 1 or 2 funnels tonight. Ricky's going to build them inside of our ClickFunnels account. You're going to watch, and then I'm going to give you the link to get those 2 funnels completely free tonight. And of course, I'll give you the password for that. How many of you would like to do that real fast? Just say yes. All right. I know I took up a lot of time. So Ricky, can you hear me? Everything good on your end?
Yep, still here.
Awesome. Well, listen, everybody, this is Ricky. Everybody say hey to Ricky. Ricky has been the man behind the scenes for us for, like I said, a couple years now, doing actually this logo right here, the Build Sim Profit Live logo. This thing, he redesigned it this year. For 2 years, it was pretty ugly. And now I'm proud enough of it that I actually have 22 of these shirts. I have them in every color, every shade of every color, and I wear them every day, see? So it's, I like them. So Ricky has done some really, really cool stuff for us. So Ricky, do you know how to grab the screen, or do you need me to hand it to you?
Probably want to hand it to me.
All right, so check this out. It's going to show your screen. So if you have any pictures of you and your wife and anything.
Those are all the way.
All right, hide all of those right now. I learned my lesson, okay, many, many times. Just keep it clean. Let's see here. We will make you the presenter. All right, it should transfer over to you now. So all you got to do is accept it. Do you see that?
Yeah, let me just pick the correct screen.
Yes, make sure it is the screen that is fully okay for everybody to see. That would be very good. There we go. All right, Ricky, do you know how to zoom in on your screen?
Yeah.
Hit that control zoom button or whatever, and let's zoom in just a little bit. And I'll kind of walk you through it. Now, guys, understand that you can get a copy of this. You can watch this replay as soon as we're finished. You tell me when you're. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, so we are currently, and Ricky, are you actually in my funnel? Because that's not the right URL for that page.
This is your funnel. Yeah, it is.
That doesn't click the 5th version.
Well, remember, these 2 are blank ones that I made for the training.
Oh, that's why it's like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
See, like if you go to 3, 2, and 1, it's the actual.
Gotcha.
The first year we did, and then I just set these up as blanks, so we wouldn't have to set them up.
Perfect. Okay, so guys, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go through and make these 2 pages, and then we're going to give you these pages plus the other 3 free. These are squeeze pages. We're going to build these in front of you, and then I'm going to show you the ones that everybody else has built, and we're going to buy 10 of them tonight live. All right, so Ricky, why don't you launch the editor? And can everybody see good? Type the number 1 if it's big enough and you can see it. There's a limit to how big you can make that, though, and it still work. Okay, perfect. So, Ricky, let's walk through this together. This is a blank page in ClickFunnels. For those of you that don't have ClickFunnels, I'll show you how to get it at the end of the webinar tonight. I forgot to mention that there's some new people, but this is what we build all of our pages in, and this is what allows us to share these pages with you completely free. So Ricky, let's start constructing a page. What's the first thing you do when you pop on here and say, okay, I want to build, Anthony said, build him a squeeze page for the ambassador program. What's the first thing you do?
So normally I start off with a background, because that's what takes up the most real estate of the page, especially for a squeeze page. It's one main background that's going to be laying behind all the content that we're putting in the front. So okay. I tend to look through your your whole picture collection that I have, and I look for a cool picture and I try to improve it. And for example, for this training, I did something like this for one of the backgrounds. I should have left the original picture so you guys could see it, but basically this was you on stage at the Built In Profit event, and I blurred all this and I made it black and white and all that good stuff. I could probably undo my way back.
So he grabs an image for the background. So why don't you show us how to throw that on the background there?
There we go.
And I love the black and white feature. So we're not going to teach Photoshop in here, although I might have Ricky come on and do like a master class on how to design and change up these images. How many of you would be interested in that? Just say yes if you would. It would be on a weekend probably. I can't do it during the Thursday night trainings. Okay, I'll see if I can't squeeze his arm and get him to do something like that in a couple of weeks, where he can show you how to do all this image editing. I don't know how to do all of that, but suffice to say, we have an image. Now show us how to put it on the background.
So basically, since you'd be skipping all this part, but you'd have your file, say it's on your desktop or in a folder or something like that, and you want to set it as your background. So you'd go up here to settings, go down to background, and there's two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the second way. This way puts the background on the entire page. So no matter what sections you're laying out, and by sections I mean, so you have the orange, the blue, and you have the green. The green are your sections, the blue are your columns, and the orange are your elements. Let's just call it that. Sometimes I put the background image inside of these sections. For the squeeze page, since it's one background for the entire page, you want to put it on the whole page. So you want to go to settings, you want to go to background, and then up here where it says background image, you're going to click this little button right here. And then, for instance, here's the background I just showed you right now. Normally you'd upload it and upload whatever image you want to put. These are just a few different backgrounds that I selected to kind of play around with tonight and put these pages together. So Anthony, which one of these 6 that we have here, 7 actually, do you prefer to start off with this one?
What do you guys like, black and white or color? Because you're going to get this page, so black and white or color. Type it in the chat box. This is how we do. Ricky, you would know there's 50-50 on the black and white and color, so we're going to have to duplicate the page with both. Let's start with black and white, and then we'll make it in color so they can have it in color too.
Sounds good. So here's a black and white image, and then the next thing you want to do when you pick your background image is you have this image position, and you have some different options in here. Normally, I just do full center fit. And again, I don't want to get into the whole putting the background in that other section thing on this page because it won't make any sense. So we can, again, if we have a class later on, we can go into that. But for the squeeze page purposes, you always want to do full center fit on the background image.
We're focusing on building you squeeze pages for the ambassador program. So let's rock and roll on that.
Yep. And that's pretty much it. That lays out the whole background of, I would call it the foundation for your squeeze page. And then from there, you can start building.
Okay. So the first thing we got, guys, is the background. So make notes on this because I'm showing you how to construct from scratch. The first thing you want to do is add your background. Now, the second thing that and Ricky is just going to go in order of what I think is super important because I want to teach you the elements. The second most important thing is to know well, first of all, you want to put a headline on the page. Do not make one of these pages without a headline, okay? You'll see the headline is sitting right here. This is a blank page, and with a blank page, it already has this element, this section right here. Now, Ricky, there's some settings that you can use to make this headline bigger to, like right now, it's, it would blend in with the page. So how would we make this headline kind of pop out on a black and white page like this?
So normally what you want to do, so like I mentioned before, you have your section, you have your column, and then you have your element. So what I would do here is that I want to add like a backdrop to this. So almost like a frame. I guess that's the best way to call it, a frame. So for instance, you go to column and you're going to go to this little button right here. That's your settings for that column. You're going to open that up and then you're going to add a background color. And then for this page, I'd either do black or white. I tend to play with it and kind of see what looks better. I also like to bring the opacity down. So you have this little slider down here. And if you notice, what it does is it makes it transparent. So if you notice right here on top of your head, you can start searching your hair, kind of poke out behind it. So I kind of.
But let's turn the opacity all the way off.
Okay.
Just like that. Okay, guys, that's what it looks like originally. Okay. Now turn it all the way up to where it's solid white. That's what it looks like if you just make a white box and stick it on the page. That doesn't look very good.
Right.
But if you mess with this opacity here, you can get it to where you can see that text, but you don't have to see the white box isn't just a solid white box standing in your face. So if you do something kind of like that, it starts to look good. Does everybody see how to do that? All right, I see tons and tons of people saying yes. So this is good stuff. I'm going to give you this replay. You can all watch it. All right, so Ricky, we've done a little opacity. What would you do next on this particular section to make it pop?
So the column is pretty wide for this, for a squeeze page. So I'd like to bring in the sides, kind of shrink it a little bit. So you have two ways to do that. You have the full sizing of the column, which will actually adjust the background. So if you notice, the whole background that we just made is kind of closing and opening. And for this page, I'm not too much of a fan of the white. As you can see, it kind of all hides. So I probably want to do something darker. And we'll go back and change the color of the text when we start messing with that. But notice that the dark pops more on this particular background because there's so much white in the back. Right. And then same thing, I'd bring the opacity down a little bit to kind of have it pop through. And there's no right or wrong. I tend to go to like 80, 85. But I play it by, I just see what looks better and kind of go that way. But there's no right or wrong on what opacity to set it at. If you think it looks better at like 30%, 40, 50, 80, doesn't matter. So I kind of just play with it and see what looks good to my eye. So for this particular one, I'd put it like at 85. So back to the width. Normally for a squeeze page, I want to do something more narrow, not so wide. So probably around 70% width. And then you can actually increase the padding. So the padding, what it does is the space that's wrapped around your text. So that wouldn't affect the size of the background, but it would actually start shrinking the text inside of the, let's call it a frame that I'm building. So for this in particular, I'd bring it to like 50 to kind of just add more space around the outside of the title.
So do you guys see what just happened there? Does everybody understand what we just did? We created more of a frame around those words, so they're not just like stretched all the way to the sides of the bar. That gives it. This is how you take pages and increase conversion rates, because you make them flow properly. They don't look like building blocks stuck on a page. You know what I'm saying? They start to really kind of come together. All right, I won't narrate too much because I know we're already at 45 minutes, Ricky, and I still got to buy 10 pages from people. So, but I want to get.
I got time. It's up to you. I don't mind the narration because it helps me kind of go through the flow of building the page. And this is kind of what me and you do anyway when we're building the page. So
let's knock out the text color. Let's come up with our colors, because Ricky and I go back and forth on colors all the time because we're like starting to build out the kind of really what the page is going to look like. So show us how to do the color of the font and kind of how you would go about changing the font.
Okay, so for the text color, okay, back to what I said, you got the section it's the easiest way to remember. The sections are green, columns are blue, and then your elements are orange. So for this particular text, it'd be an element. And if you notice, each one has their own gear. You have a green, blue, orange. So for the text, you want to hit the orange gear where it says settings, and then it's going to bring up this whole menu. And this is all your different font options, your color, size, everything. Basically, it has to do with the text, except the actual text. You could change that directly on there, and we'll do that now. So actually for this, what I would do normally is I would ask Anthony, or I would put in just some filler text, but since we're live, I'm just going to go ahead and ask Anthony, give me a headline to stick to.
Well, I think what we've tried to use on this is earn $997 commissions. Or you could, why don't we ask a question? I like to do that. Go back to the beginning of it and say, would you like to earn $997 commissions? Yeah, I think, and put a question mark, because I like to ask questions in headlines because it grabs attention. It makes people say, well, they're asking me a question. So I like to do stuff like that. So let's go with that.
And just real quick while you're on the topic of that, and I don't want to tangent off, but questions are good to engage people in these squeeze pages. And also, if you don't have a question, adding a dot is actually proven that it makes, I don't know, like indirectly it makes the human brain kind of like want to see what's next. So we can
go question. And one other thing that I saw on some of your pages that you built, pay close attention to this. Do you see how Ricky capitalized the first letter of every word? It's super important to have, first of all, headlines, you should do that. And second of all, some of you would capitalize one letter of, like the first letter of one word, but not the next, and then again the next. Keep it uniform because it looks cleaner, right? It's like reading a book, right? I mean, if you were to open up a book and every word was capitalized in the whole book, you'd probably shut it down. But likewise, if it was just random letters, there's kind of things that the human brain says, oh, this is how it's supposed to look. This is kind of one of those things. So keep that in mind. All right, let's move forward.
Okay. With that being said, then we also have the color of the text. Obviously, the black doesn't look good on the gray background, so we go ahead and change that. And I'm thinking of just straight white on this. I saw some of. Okay, go ahead.
I said that pops really good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I saw some of the funnels that were in the group, and there was a lot of just mismatch of colors and stuff like that. And that's not your guys' fault. It's just you're not educated in the topic, and it's something that can be taught to you very easily. But like obviously, like while that looks decent to me, that doesn't look good.
Right.
Honestly,
not
Anthony might.
Guys, that's the thing is, how like if you were to do the interior design of your house, and like I'm not color person either. I'd have all kinds of colors. I think it looks great. People would say, dude, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
The thing is you don't want to splash a bunch of color on these pages, okay? You like less is more. Where you insert color or like certain colors, the whole idea for inserting that color is to draw attention to that spot. So if this whole page is black and white, but we pop a big red button on it telling them to opt in or whatever, well then we've got the attention in the place we want it. But if you have a red button here and a purple one there and some green over here and some yellow over there, people just look at it and they can't really figure out what in the world is happening, right?
It's really confusing.
So let's go back to white, Ricky.
Yep.
All right. Now, I want to point something out to everybody that I like to fix on mine. Ricky, do you see how there's a lot of space between the top of the box and where the words start?
Yep.
Let's show them how to fix that, because it's kind of, does everybody see how the words are kind of shifted down in the gray box? Can everybody see that?
Got more space up here than you do down here. It just doesn't look good.
Right.
And that's something I do handle also, but I do it later on, but we can do it right now. It's not a problem. So normally you go here to the column settings. So remember, columns are blue. So go to column settings, and then you have your padding, top padding, and you have your bottom padding. So normally I like to put these at 20 each. And that way now you have, so, okay, ClickFunnels gets a little confusing because you have padding in several places. You have padding within the column, and then you also have padding within the element.
Yeah, so this is where I would adjust it right there.
Yeah, so notice you have a 20 padding in the element, but you also have a 20 padding in the column. So you technically have 40 above, and you only have 20 below. That's why it looks off. So like Anthony said, it doesn't really matter where you adjust it. It doesn't. For this page, it doesn't. So for this page, you could just adjust it right there. And if you notice now, it's congruent, the same size in the top as it is in the bottom. It looks a lot cleaner than what it did before.
Look for those sections in here where it says top margin. Ricky uses the word padding because he's a guy that does design, and this is it says margin. Move the margin top to bottom, and you can center things. Let me rephrase everything in like normal person language. Okay. You can move the margin, and of course it shows you the margin, right, between the top and the bottom of the word. So let's adjust that to where it's even, and then we'll move forward.
Okay. So 0 would be even because we have the padding or the margin set at 20 in the column. So that looks good. Next thing I would do is probably play with the font on this title and also the size. Right now it's really small for a squeeze page. It's sitting at a font size of 32. I don't have a set size on what I would put this at. It's just I play it by the way it looks. And honestly, it might look it might look a little weird because I'm zoomed in, so it's not my actual screen size, but it should be fine. Normally I keep it around like anywhere from 50 to 60. Anything above 60 gets a little bit too much. So for this particular one, probably like 54.
I like it before the word commissions goes on the bottom. So like 51.
Let's see. There we go.
Yep.
And
see, that looks very uniform, so I like that.
Quick little trick. So I know Anthony mentioned this, keeping this uniform, but say for instance you copy pasted this from somewhere and it came in like this. You don't have to go in here manually and capitalize each letter. ClickFunnels actually has a feature for that, and I don't know if you knew that, Anthony. But go to the element, go to settings for the element, then you're going to go to advanced, and then you're going to go to text transform, and you have 3 different options. You have uppercase, you got lowercase, and you got capitalized. Capitalized will actually capitalize the first letter of each word for you automatically, so you don't got to go in there and do one by one.
I like it. I didn't know that. Very good. All right, so we've got our headline, Ricky, and we've kind of built the background and the headline. Now, typically what we do is we're going to build some little spot where they can opt in and put their email address in for more information. So how would you go about constructing that piece on this funnel page?
So basically what we want to do is add an input form to this. So an input form or any piece that you're adding into ClickFunnels as an element. So you want to add a new element. So you have this little plus right here below the text. Below any element that adds to the page, you're going to have a little plus, and it's just like a shortcut that'll take you to this menu right here. And it's going to bring up all the different elements you can add to your page. So in this particular instance, we're looking to add an input for the form. So you have the form section right down here. And you can also search for this up top if you wanted to. So you can type in like input and it pops up. But for sakes of teaching you guys, if you scroll down, you'll see form, and then under form, you'll see button, input, text area, and select box. So since this is just a simple squeeze page, we're looking for a simple form just for the email and then a button. And we're just going to do a simple input form. And by default, it defaults to the email address, which is perfect because that's exactly what we need. What I would do from this point on the input form is kind of style it to match the page. But since the page is very plain, black and white, very clean, the standard default one looks good, but we can go ahead and play with different options so you guys can see how they change and probably change the colors around and change the opacity and stuff like that. So same as the text, the form has its own settings. So go to settings, and then ClickFunnels now, the old editor didn't have this, but they now have themes that are preset. So this actually will save you a lot more time, but basically you can build these different preset themes with the advanced tab. But there's no need to come in here and mess with this when you have the themes set up for you already. I mean, there's no reason for you to just build a form that looks anything outside of what's available to you in these set themes. So say we want to change it to that one, and it's not big changes, as you see. It's very minimal changes on the different forms you pick. So it's not a big deal as far as which one you're picking. Like that might be the biggest change, and that actually looks pretty cool. So that's why I kind of like to click through the different themes and see what looks better. That looked clean before until I found this in particular. Anthony might disagree with me. I think that looks better. What do you think, Anthony?
Let's ask them. What pops more, black or white? Lots of people saying white. I kind of feel like white probably.
Okay.
I can see that I'm supposed to type. One thing about this is what looks best isn't always what's going to convert best.
Correct.
And the one thing that people do look for on pages is they look for those white boxes where people that's where they know to put their information in the box. Very few people will style these input forms with color. And so if you style yours with color, you may actually make people look at this page and they don't really know that they're supposed to put their email address in there. So I would probably go back with white. Even though I think black looks cooler, I'd go to white because it's what people expect. And my goal is to get the most people to, opt in and say yes to this.
Yep, agreed. Also, this might look better once we add the button that's going to have color that's going to bring everything together on this page.
Right.
So for now, let's put it white. And then once we add the button, we'll come back to that and flip it to black and see if everybody has a different opinion on that.
Okay. All right. So we got that. Now we got to have a button. So let's get a button in there and let's show them kind of some of the cool things we can do with the button to make it pop.
Yep. So same as I just showed you with the title, you have the little plus mark under the title, same thing as you do with the form. It's an element, so it has a little plus to add a new element. So go ahead and click that. And then you're going to go right back down to form where I showed you. And right next to input, you have something called a button. So just go ahead and click that, and it drops in the default button for your form.
Now this looks pretty boring, the default button, right? So the default button looks kind of boring. This is where you can kind of do some cool stuff. So I'm going to let you show, like, what would you do here? This is where I would pop color of some kind to really draw my attention to what I want them to click.
Yeah, and if there's one thing, not so much somebody taught me, but that I've learned, don't ever use a default on anything because anybody can use a default. So like Anthony said, this looks horrible, but you could, it's functional. And you could technically use this, but it is default. Even the font of the title, I still want to change that, and we'll come back and clean all that up. But you never want to use the default; just it doesn't look good. So, like I showed you before, hover over the button and go to the settings for the button, and you have yet another menu of different options you can do for the button. The very first thing I like to do for the button before I forget is set. You have a button up here, big green button, says Set Action. So what this does is it tells ClickFunnels what I want that button to do. So in this case, in this particular form, I wanted to submit my email address. So you want to go to Set Action, and you want to click Submit Order, Submit Form. And then if you notice this little text that was red before, basically saying there was no action, now it says that it submits the page. So meaning it's submitting the email when somebody clicks the button. So that's the very first thing I like to do, because if you forget to do that, your page will not work.
Right. So, everybody good with that? Does everybody see that? Just say yes. Okay. Where it submits to is to your autoresponder, to your email list. We've got training on that, and everybody's got a different type of autoresponder, so it's hard to teach that part. But you've got to make sure this button is set up for submitting through the form to submit an email address, and that's what Ricky just went through. Okay, what's next?
And the easiest way to see that is when you first add the button, you're going to have basically like how this is set up in red. We need to set up the input for that field, and I'll go back and show you that, but it'll be red. If anything shows up red on ClickFunnels, it's because there's a setting that you haven't set up for it, and there's something wrong. So okay. Notice it's not red anymore, and that's good to go. So let's go ahead and style the button now, get some color in there, kind of make it pop. See how we can make this look a little better. So the same as the input form, we have themes for the buttons now. Before, you only had this whole advanced tab, and it would literally take me 3 hours to show you everything in this advanced tab on how to style the button, and it's just extremely confusing for no reason. So I'm glad that they added the whole themes, because you have all these preset buttons that you can pick, and then you can actually go and edit the preset button. So say, for example, if you have this orange dark button, you could actually go in later and change the text color to white. Not saying that that looks the best for this particular page, but you can go ahead and edit a theme that you selected. So let's just go back to that dark orange button, which I think looks the best. But again, you guys might think something else. So I don't know if you want to ask Anthony, what color does everybody think, or what style buttons does everybody think we should go with?
Sorry, Ricky, I was trying to find a bag to throw up in that looks like puke. Let's go with you. Look, you know what I like. I like the green.
I know you like green and blue.
I like the green and blue. I'm a creature of habit. A lot of people on here saying bright blue. A lot of people saying green.
Okay.
Again, when you guys get this, what Ricky's showing you, we're going to give you this page tonight. Ricky's showing you how you can go in and change it to whatever you want it to be. So, it'll be really, really cool. So let's go with a green, like my favorite color, my shade of green, not that ugly green right there.
Yeah, because my green would be this one, but Anthony's would be this one. So let's go with Anthony's green. This is his.
I feel at home now. Okay. All right, so we pick our color, and guys, you can pick whatever you want, but money is green, right? And so I'm all about making money, and so I just like to go with what works. Let's show them how to make that button bigger, change the text on it. I would like for that text, Ricky, to say yes with an exclamation mark. I want to earn $997 commissions. And then maybe try to, let me see, I'm trying to think what I would like. Can you do like bonus free training blueprint or something like that?
To like subtext bonus?
Yeah, subtext, yep. Bonus free training blueprint. There you go. So I like something like this because I like for it to be somebody saying yes, that they want. In other words, I like for them to answer the question I just asked them. And then, of course, give them a nice big button. And maybe you could space that button a little bit more below the, below the white box, maybe just a little bit.
Yep. And something else which I like to do first is kind of mess with the font size. I feel like the font size is a little small for the button.
Yeah.
So maybe increase that a little bit.
There we go.
So notice if you go from 24 to 26, it pops commissions into the second line. This does not look good.
No.
At all. You never want
a big box button.
Correct. A big box button, and you never want your headline text to break with just one word. If it's going to break, have it break into two, but you never want it to break on a button. You always want it to be a single line. So 24 would be the max we can go. We could probably go to 25. Yeah, but see, then it bumps. It's just something that ClickFunnels does. It bumps the subtitle all the way down. So let's just leave it at 24.
All right.
Yep, that looks good. And then the subtext size, you can also change that, and we can bring that up a little bit. And I like to have that a little less than the main title, so it's almost like a sub-headline. So yeah, that looks good.
So does everybody see how we've transformed this page from what it would have been? Like now all of a sudden we've got this sleek page. It's featuring me because obviously you want to keep, I mean, this is about my program. So it's kind of got me on the forefront there. And it's this very subtle, but like right in your face, do you want to earn $997 commissions? And then people can say yes or no, right? I mean, fairly simple thing. Ricky, what I'd like to do on this page, because we did not do this on the other pages,
okay.
I'd like to do two things. Number one, I would like to add like in that button underneath the free training blueprint, if I can, or somewhere, I want to put an asterisk that says no credit card or payment required.
Okay, so we can't actually put that inside the button because unfortunately we're constrained to having a headline and a subheadline. So two options. One would be to the right of the subheadline, which I think will look horrible. Two would be to have like an italicized asterisk sitting right beneath the button, which is like how we've done before in the past.
Okay, let's show them how to do it. This is important. This is one of those features I taught you guys to make your pages get better conversion rates, is to let people know that it really is free. So let's do that real quick.
So again, you want to hit the little plus sign, add new element. And then, okay, so we have headlines, paragraphs, subheadlines, and bullet lists for different text types in ClickFunnels. I tend to always use headlines. And then I just work the font down. So, and actually, let me go back. Let me not make a new one for this. So you don't have to go in and set the color for your headline again, and you don't have to change the font. So say, for example, and I just wanted to show why I would clone this, but let's say we change the font on that to Open Sans, or actually let's do that. That works. So say I want to keep that same font on that little subline of text that we're going to add right now. If I was to add a new element and add a new headline, it just gives me the default. If you notice, the font is different, the color's back to the default, everything's default. So instead of wasting my time and kind of going back to the settings of this one and then kind of copying them over here, just get rid of that. You have a little button next to the settings button called clone. So you just go ahead and hit that. And then you're just going to click, grab, and drag. And you're going to see like this little orange line. It's kind of showing you where it's going to dump it. And you want to drag it right below the button and just let it go. And now we have the text placed under the button with the exact same font, same color, same everything. So the only thing we would need to do here is just the size and type in the new text that we want to add. So Anthony, what is it that we wanted to write here?
Put a little asterisk and then just put no credit card.
I mean, this should be all lowercase, right?
Do it with the capital N.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
I'll go ahead and change the settings on it.
Okay, no credit card or payment required. So we like to let them know up front there's no credit card payment required.
Okay. So obviously now we can't leave this that size, and we want to lowercase the first letters in each of the on each of the words. So we want to go into the settings, and remember where I showed you how to do the font size to increase it to 51 in the headline. We want to bring that down. So for this, you're going to want to do like 18 to 20. I don't know how big. 18, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 18 is good.
And then remember we had it set the text transform to capitalize. We want to bring that back to normal. And let's go back and capitalize the no. And sometimes this looks good italicized, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what your opinion is on that.
I like it italicized. What do you guys think? Yes? Richard says, why not say free? Simple, because a lot of times people say free and then they ask you for a credit card. So what we're trying to do is make it very clear that it really is free, right? And that we're not going to ask for a credit card or anything else in order to get access to this, okay? So so that looks good. Now, Ricky, last thing I want to add on this page, and then we'll be able to hook everybody up with it tonight. I want you to add a timer and a little section that says opportunity ends in ... and then a timer.
Okay. And you want that beneath the button and all that, or you want that above?
Yeah, I'm thinking put it beneath, put it like beneath that, maybe in its own, can you do it in its own little gray box thing? But
yep.
Yeah.
All right. So not that this is more complicated, but it's a little more advanced than what I've been showing you with all the other stuff. So basically what Anthony wants to do is think of this box shell, and we want to duplicate that box to be able to put other stuff inside of it. So the easiest way to do that would be the duplicate clone button that I showed you for the headline that exists on everything, on your elements, on your columns, and on your sections. So for this example, we want to do it for the column. So you want to clone that. And then notice now we have two different columns. But if I pull off of them, it looks like it's a single one. So what we want to do is you want to click on the settings of the second column, and you want to mess with the top margin.
Yeah, yep. Margin about right there. That's good.
And that separates it. And then we want to get rid of all this stuff because it's obviously duplicated. So you just want to go ahead and delete. Delete.
Ricky, by the way, we should do this more frequently. I would have some dope pages in my head that are just dope because we don't do this. So this is a good, can I have you on every week?
Hey, by the way, sorry to interrupt, guys, but press the number 1 if you think Ricky should have his webcam on right now. If you think Ricky should have his webcam on right now, please press the number 1 because I think we're missing.
Ricky, the ones are flying in the chat box so fast that people don't even know what to think.
I don't even know how to turn my webcam on.
Oh, that's like me telling my wife, I really don't know how to check my text messages. Did you text me at 3 o'clock today and I forgot?
All right, I just share my webcam.
There he is.
There you are. All right.
There's Ricky hanging out at the house. Check that out. Ricky is in the house, literally in the house.
Yep.
Everybody can say hey to Ricky. Ricky, what's up? All right. Let's do this opportunity ends in with 3 dots.
Okay. So same thing, we want to clone that, and we can actually drag the headline into different sections. So we want to go ahead and clone that, and then drag it just like I taught you. Drop it right there. Okay, notice that ClickFunnels is telling me I haven't saved in a long time, and I meant to do this earlier and tell you guys, every time you make a change, just get in the habit of hitting the save button, because ClickFunnels tends to get buggy sometimes and knock you out, and you lose everything you did. You're going to have to remember everything you did and go back and redo it again. So it's just reminding me right now to save, but you should be doing that manually anyway. The first time you save, it's going to bring up this whole SEO section. Anthony, do you have a specific way that you like to set this up? I know I always set it up with sample text for you. I don't know if you end up changing it later or not.
So for this one, since we're giving this to everybody, type in free.
Okay.
So type in free profit cycle blueprint. Okay, so free profit cycle blueprint in the description. Just say get Anthony Morrison's free internet marketing course. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Keywords, just put my name in there because I don't ever really do too much with keywords because we're not super SEO. And then on the social image for these, what I've been using, because I want them to all have like a consistency, is click that. I've been using, I think it's on page 2, where it has the Morrison education. You guys need to see all of our images that we got here. Yeah, that one right there. Okay. The bottom one.
The bottom one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So that's what's going to show up if you put this link on the internet or anything like that. That you can, like if you put it in Facebook, that's the image people are going to see. So looks really good. All right. So we'll go with that and you can save everything.
Yep. So now that all this is filled out, it's actually going to let us save it. So you want to go ahead and click the save button. And now everything's good to go. We won't lose anything. So now we go back to modifying the headline. So what was it down here that you wanted to write?
Let's type opportunity ends in, and then 3 dots. And then let's put a timer underneath it.
All right. And you want to keep the headline size the same as the main headline?
Let's get the timer in there and then I'll tell you.
All right. So same thing, guys. You got the little plus sign, want to add a new element. So timers are also elements, and we have different timers, and I know they changed these recently. So let's see what we got. We got a minute timer and a day timer. So what do you want?
I would like to do the day timer because that should let me do it to the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a neat little trick, guys. Obviously, if you put something on here that says, ends in and it's like 42 seconds, people think that's going to create more urgency. And it probably does, but it's also not nearly as believable. So I typically make it end every night. Make a note of this. It ends every night at midnight. So I'll do midnight Eastern, midnight Pacific Standard, whatever you choose is fine. But I'll have it choose, as Ricky will show you here. So you can go to 11 p.m. Eastern, or no, do 11 p.m. Pacific, I'm sorry. 11 p.m. Pacific. And that's going to kind of get you close to midnight pretty much anywhere and everywhere. So that's pretty much what I've always done with this. And of course, now this countdown timer is going to count down no matter where you're at until midnight at Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
Or 11 o'clock. So.
The styling of the default timer is horrible. I mean, it always looks really bad. Even the themes that they have for them, I wish they had other ones and ways to change them because I really don't like the ones that they have. So I kind of have to just deal with what they have. These first 4 are ugly as sin. Then you have these little circle ones. I tend to always lean to like these yellow ones, sometimes the blue ones. Again, it just depends really on the page. Then you have the square ones. So
I think on this page, it would be dope to use one of these, kind of like one of these bottom ones that have like one of those. We don't.
I actually think these are new. I've never seen these before.
I was about to say I don't know that I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't think I have. So let's see if this one actually does them in full white. That'd be pretty cool because I never had that before. It does. Okay. Awesome. So let's see if I can make, if you notice the hours, minutes, and seconds, a little gray. I know there's somewhere that you can change it.
Right here, yeah. Label color.
Set that white already.
Yeah, so you can only do black or quote unquote white.
Yep. Something to think about. Do they send, I'm assuming they are going to be sending traffic mostly to mobile. Is that correct?
I would say it's probably all types of traffic. So, I mean, but I would probably, style it just for desktop for now. Okay. And then we can go in and kind of move things around. So I think this looks pretty good as it is.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I don't, honestly, and there's stuff that I want to do to kind of tidy it up and show you what I would do, because right now it's just like all the puzzle pieces are thrown on the table right now, and I still got to put it together.
Do you guys see what happens when you allow designers to play around? So Ricky, here's what I'm going to do, because it's already 20 after 9. So
Okay.
we're already an hour and 20 minutes in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the screen back, and I'm going to buy 10 of these pages from my students while you tidy this up.
Sounds
then
good.
We're going to come back, and I'm going to pull it up on my screen and show them. How's that sound?
Sounds good. And actually, I'm going to take a screenshot of this so we can show before and after. So give me one quick second.
Perfect. And then if in the next 15 minutes you can do the next version of it, but just do it with the color background,
Yep.
that would be dope. So we can give them both of them tonight. We'll show them right before we end. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, everybody say thanks to Ricky. We'll bring him back in just a second. Let me steal, I can't let anybody steal my thunder for this long. This is way too long for me to be out of the mix. Give me back my screen.
So how do I do that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
You don't worry. All right, you can mute yourself, and you can cut your webcam off if you want. And then I am going to start buying pages. So first of all, I'm going to give all of you those pages that Ricky's making tonight free. So you're going to get those tonight from me. However, I asked you guys to build me pages for this program that we could give away. And a lot of you did. So I'm going to pull that up right now. Boom, Success Connection. And let me refresh my Success Connection page. How many of you are not members of this group? If you're not a member of the group, just type the number 1 in. Okay, all of you typing the number 1 in. You should go here and do this right this minute. I can probably approve you while we're live, but you'll see this website address right here. I'll put it in the chat box. How about that? I never do that anymore, but go.vsc.com/group. All right, I put that in the chat box so you can look in the questions box, the chat box here, and go to, and you'll see it. That will let you get here. You can click the join button. This is our Success Connection group, and check this out. We have squeeze pages being built from all kinds of our students here. I'm about to go through, and I'm going to pick 10 that I'm going to purchase. And next week, I'm going to give all of you those for free because I have to obviously get them from the students. Nick, are you paying close attention? Nicholas. Somebody yell at Nick. Nick only chimed in when he wanted Ricky to turn his webcam on. Let me text Nick and tell him I'm going to need him. Let's see. Need you live. Okay, because Nick is going to take down basically your email address. So if I pick your design, I want you to put your PayPal address in the chat box and your email address. Nick is going to reach out to you. We're going to get those loaded up, and of course, we're going to pay you. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the designs that our students have done. Even before the training tonight, we had some really cool stuff. So Cass has put one in here. So Cass, this is great, but there's not enough changed on this. All right, we've got to do a little bit more, to make things look a little different, more different than what I've done. But hey, good job getting down and trying. Now, Ross has a few pages. Let's see. Ross, I think, has added sound to his. So Ross has a little bit of animation going on this one. This is pretty cool, but Ross, I actually saw another one that you did that I like better than that one. So we'll show you. So check this out. Frank has done more. Frank is always doing pages. So check this out. So this is I want you guys to look at this. This is a little more of a hype page, right? This is kind of like, do you see how this is very in your face? You're going to make money. Can everybody see that? Just say yes. All right. Somebody said I should hire Frank. Frank is building some good pages. I definitely like this page. So I'm going to show you guys some other ones, but this gives you good ideas. And if you're a member of the group, you can go in here and get great ideas and great feedback. Jody says this is her final entry. But Jody, that's just an image. I can't click on it. Let's see. There's tons of these in here. Here's Stefan's. Let's take a look. So Stefan did his, but really it was just a background color change, right? So looks good. I like to kind of stay away from floating money because it seems I mean, for lack of better words, seems kind of sometimes might look a little scammy. And I like to not look a little scammy. So this one was pretty cool with just an image and background change. So this is pretty cool. Still got the pop-up on here. All right. Let's see. Now, Cheryl has put sheep in the okay. So guys, you want to try to keep things somewhat consistent with what we're doing. I don't know that alpacas and sheep and llamas and all that really kind of fit with what we're doing. Plus, this is what we were kind of an example of what Ricky and I were talking about. Of look, there's yellow and black here, and then there's purple and green here, and then there's some white, and there's green, and there's gray. So try to make your pages a little more consistent in the design, right? Here's something from Jonathan Ogden. All right. So he's got a nice, clean, simple page here. Background changed with an opt-in form. Don't dislike that one. By the way, I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to just kind of keep it up in mind. So we got this page. This is kind of, and I know that you guys are working with images of me that you're having to grab off of Google and stuff. So makes sense that they're not going to be 100%. There was another one on here that looked really dope. So this one's kind of cool because it's abstract, right? It's kind of an abstract design, but it's very easy to see the web form. So this is pretty cool stuff right here. I like that from Dennis. Let's see what this one looks like. Make real money. All right, so this has money. You guys are very creative. This actually has.
Would you like to make up?
Oh, this has a video.
$7 commission. Put your information in the box and go to the next page. Don't miss out. Get in now with all the bonuses. Looking forward to working with you.
All right. I like the video. I don't want money floating around. And I don't like the idea. That's a little too busy.
Hey, you. Yes.
So, hey, if you could redesign that without the money and stuff, that might be, I like the video. It's kind of a different thing. So maybe give that a try. And that would be good. Jonathan's got another one with some crazy faces. So that's cool. You can see Jack has done one here. There's just tons and tons of these. These are some images of screen. We have to be able to actually go to the page in order for me to show it to everybody. Jeff Richardson has money flying down everywhere. Cheryl has now got her llamas and sheep on the background of the page. So pretty cool. All right, Ross, this is, I think, the one that I saw from you that I thought was pretty cool. This is not your opt-in page, right? I mean, this is not a squeeze page, but I do like this page. So we'll come back to that and see what we can come up with. All right, this one right here is probably the dopest one that I saw all weekend. So this is really, really cool. This is two simple images of me that have been kind of, I guess, watercolor textured or something like that. Looks really, really, really cool. It makes you stop and look at it because it looks like art. Does everybody see how this is totally different? Just say yes. By the way, we'll be giving away some cash. So I know I'm going through this without picking any, but I'm going to pick this one right now and say we definitely want this one. That's from Greg Narag, maybe. Greg, are you on here? Just say yes if you are. And Nick, if you're on here, I need you to get Greg's information for me. But I think Nick left me for somebody else. I don't know. Greg, can you put your email address in for me? Hey, Ricky, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Will you call Nick and tell him I need him?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So, Greg, I'm writing your email address down. And I will be getting in touch with you. I'm going to pay you $100. And then I'm also going to give this to everybody. How many of you would like this page? I see lots and lots of people saying yes. So everybody likes this page. This is going to be a page that you guys get from us next week, completely free. So really like that page from Greg. Let's see. We've got so many of these. Abby built one here. So this page kind of goes back to the other style of page that we did last week that I purchased from everybody. But I really do like this page as well. Abby did a really good job on that. So I might just buy a few of those for $100 from you guys too, just for the heck of it. Let's see. There are so many pages in here that page apparently might have been input wrong, or maybe you changed it, so can't figure it out or find it. Let's see. We've got this page. All right, so we got a little movement going on in the background, and then they changed and made the page a little more artistic, right? Which I like. How many of you like this one? How many of you like this particular page where it's got a little movement? Okay, some yeses, some nos. Yes, no, yes, no. Everybody said I really like the last one. I really like the last one too. But not everybody's going to be doing super artsy stuff. So Rex, we're going to come back to you and see what we like on this. Let's see what Albert says. That's another one that doesn't load. Let's see, John. All right. So that's pretty cool how it's got a little, but this is like what we went through last week. So that's not really a squeeze page. So we want to try to find the squeeze pages. So this is people doing yoga. Not so bad. Let's see. Become an ambassador and conquer it. So probably this would be what Ricky was saying, with a little too much color, you know. So you might want to just pop some of the color out of there and make it not quite so bright. Let's see. All right, so this one says register for the Success Connection. Kind of a pretty cool little design in the back, right? So a pretty cool design in the background. I don't mind that one. There were a couple on here though that were just like, let's see. You guys are gonna love them. Let's see. See, this has got a little bit more, and you know, I'm not sure that one is set up where it would look good, obviously, for mobile. You try to find one of the ones that I saw yesterday that were just really, really awesome. This has got probably a little too much text going on there, kind of going crazy with the text. Let's look at David's. All right, so this is actually a much cleaner design than the other ones, if you guys notice. How many of you like this? It's kind of that beach. You know, I would probably reword this. I will reword this to actually match what we do, but everybody likes this. Everybody seems to like this. It's kind of got that moving background at the beach. You see a lot of squeeze pages that look like this. So we'll go on and we'll give our second one to David Barina. David, you were at Build. That's a picture of us at Build Sim Profit Live. What's up? So David, we're gonna hook you up. All right, David, can you put your PayPal address in the chat box? And I'll make a few changes. All right, not a ton of changes, but a few changes to this, and then we'll release it to all of you. So I'll make sure everything is in. So David Barina, if you could put your PayPal address in the chat box for me, and I will also post it in here, so that, oh, there we go. So there's David's. All right. I promise we'll wrap up here in just a minute, guys, and I'll give you access to those funnels Ricky just made, because I know it's getting late. Let's see. But I want to make sure that I have everything that I possibly need. And Nick, did you ever hop back on? Let's see. How is it that Nick is still not on? Ricky, did you text him?
Yeah, I shot him a text, but he didn't reply.
What do you guys think should happen to Nick since he didn't show up and stay on the webinar? I can only imagine what people are typing in the chat box right now.
It should be something embarrassing because he made me turn my webcam off and then, or turn my webcam on and then he left.
He did. He made you turn your webcam on, and then he just popped off and left, even though the webinar is not over, and I obviously need a little help. So I don't know about all that. I'm not sure I am happy about that situation. My wife says hopefully he's okay, because the first thing that's going to go wrong is that he's not going to be okay. Philip, that looks kind of like Christmas, which isn't bad, but we don't want to use straight up Christmas colors for this. Let's see. There's so many of them in here. Tell you what, got a question. How many of you feel like, because there's so many, but then there's so many, I only want to buy the ones that we'll actually use because I want you to get good results. So if there's some that are okay, but we could make some changes and they would be way better, then I want to tell you. How many of you feel like you could do a better version of it before next week, given what Ricky just taught you tonight? Type the number 1 if that's you. Okay. So do you think you could do even better versions given what Ricky has put together for you? I see lots and lots of people saying yes. Okay. Lots and lots of people. All right. So why don't we do this? Why don't I give away 2 tonight? All right. So I'm going to buy 2 tonight and then buy up to 8 more next week and give you guys time to now take what we taught you about colors and changes and stuff like that and go redo these pages. And remember, we're looking for squeeze pages. Just the email address, super simple, just like what Ricky put together for you. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. Very good, very good. So if that makes sense, why don't we do that next week? We'll do another $800 giveaway next week. My pen doesn't work all of a sudden. Real men use pink pens, okay? All right, there we go. So we'll do that. All right, so I'm gonna buy those 2 tonight. So Greg and David, I'm gonna reach out to you right when we close down the webinar, and I'm gonna hook you guys up with $100, and I'll need the share funnel link. Since Nick is not here, I'll try to do that myself when I get off of here. I'd like to have done it while we were live, but that's not going to be possible now. So Greg and David, I'm going to shoot you guys both an email as soon as we get off, and I'm going to add your pages to the funnel. And then next week, everybody is going to get your pages for free. So that should be really, really awesome. How many of you are excited about that? Yes? I see lots and lots of yeses. Very good. Now, wow, Ricky, we got 40 people that want to join the Success Connection group. Let me go in and approve them real fast. And let's see. We will get you all approved. I'm going to chance the fact that there's nobody that's getting ready to spam the group at this point. So hopefully that will get everybody approved in the group, and we should be good to go. So guys, in order to qualify to win, okay, next week, all you got to do is build one of these pages, use the training we gave you tonight, and put it right here into our group. And when you put it into our group, into the Success Connection group, I'm going to go through it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start going through them tomorrow and picking out the ones that I really like, so I don't have to scroll through a million of these while we're live, right? I'll be able to show you the ones that I really like and the ones that I really want to buy, all right? And then, of course, everybody gets to use them, which is dope. Okay, so with that said, Ricky, are you done with those other ones now?
Yep, you can go ahead and open them on your screen if you want.
All right, guys, let me show you what Ricky just made for you. And you all are going to get all these 2 tonight for free, which you can start using. Well, you're not really using it until we open the Ambassador Club, but you can start to kind of model things after this. So let's take a look. Here is version 4. All right. So this is what Ricky did to it. How do you guys like that? Just say yes if you like that. You can see that Ricky decided to do all of his Rickiness to it. So he put he texturized the background a little bit more, put the dashes around the side here, and of course just kind of cleaned, made everything a little cleaner. But everybody likes that. Very good. Now let me show you the next version.
This will be more of a surprise because you didn't see the background on this one or anything. Yep.
Oh, that's cool because we got the red on the background. So check this out. This is a new version. You guys will get access to this. And you'll see that this doesn't look like Ricky just popped a bunch of red in there. There's red in the background image, so we bring it into this kind of the forefront of this, and it really makes it pop. How many of you like this, right? So some people say, I don't like the red version, but most everybody says yes. Remember, with design, and this is what's, I tell myself this all the time. It's hard to live by this, but I tell myself this. It's very, at the end of the day, it's very hard to always try to build what you like, because don't you guys believe there's so many other people that like different things than you? Just say yes. All right. Some people said it looks like the devil. I think I look pretty baller in that photo. Like that's one of the, I mean, that's like one of my favorite photos where I'm just like, you know, as a caption, y'all kind of, man, some people say I'm digging it. Frank said Justin Timberlake. Frank, oh gosh, don't get me started. So everybody's laughing because I'm not in a t-shirt. It's like one of the only times you'll ever not see me in a t-shirt, or, you know, see me in something like dressed up. So gotta love it. All right. So you guys are gonna get both of these pages tonight. Let me show you where you get them.
Real quick, Anthony, I did a third page for everybody right now while you were explaining that.
Oh, okay. So let's check out the third page.
If you refresh, there's number 6, and that'll help the non-devil worshippers.
Okay, here we go. He's done another version. Ricky has made the blue version with black and white. Do you guys like that? Ricky is quick. You know, when you've done this for many, many years, you get really good at it. You refine. Everybody loves that one, Ricky. That's a hit with the whole crowd. So you're going to get this one for free tonight too. So you will be up to. The idea is to give you, so you guys know the full idea here in the scope. We're going to release the ambassador program. I want you to write this date down. Write this date down. This is important. Okay. This is important. I'm ridiculously just, I want this to be so perfect that if I don't put a date out there and say, this is when it's open, I don't know that I'll ever open it, because I keep trying to make it better than it is today. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to open the ambassador program for you to start using and profiting from December 2nd. That's not next Thursday, but the next Thursday. December 2nd, I will open it. You will get on the Success Connection, and you will have a chance to see the full ambassador program, start to finish, everything I've built, done and ready to rock and roll. December 2nd. Everybody type December 2nd into the chat box, because if you miss out on it, and I want you to understand something. Wait, no, December 2nd is not a Saturday, is it? Hold on. Somebody said December 2nd is a Saturday, but I don't think it is. Wait, it is. Hold on. What am I thinking? Time out. It's December. Don't type December 2nd in. Ricky, do you see what happens when I'm live? Don't type December 2nd in. Delete. Delete. Let's see. That is a terrible, terrible day for me to be trying to do this. It is actually December the 7th. I don't know quite why it was trying to be a different date, but it was. So it's December the 7th. Okay? So it's not next week, the next week, but the next. What I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is giving you the assets that you need in order to profit from this when I release it. Okay? So it'll be December the 7th. All right? I have no clue really how or why or what happened with my insanity, but December 7th. All right? This will be the day that we open this ambassador program. You will then have an entire month to get ready to absolutely crush it for 2018, and I believe you will be able to crush it. The pages that we give you next week will be able to, and the ones that you'll get the following week, right, will be those squeeze pages that you'll use with this ambassador program in order to build your email list while still making money. So this is going to be a phenomenal opportunity for all of you. It's going to absolutely help you crush it in 2018. Write this date down, because I'm not going to hammer it and harp on it. But now here's the thing. I'm definitely not going to open it up past December the 7th. I understand. It's not like we're going to be talking about We'll be teaching it, but we're not going to be like, hey, everybody come play around in the ambassador program. I need only people that have been here and that have listened and that are focused, because I don't want a problem on my hands of a bunch of people asking questions that don't have any clue what they're doing. So December 7th, we're opening it up. It's time to rock and roll. We got to make this happen. So write that down and make that happen. Now, somebody said, what was the point of pre-registering? For those of you that pre-registered, I'm going to give you the ability to get access a day early. So you'll get an email. That was the whole point of pre-enrollment, or basically early bird, I want to be an ambassador. So for those of you that did that, you'll get an email a day early. So with that said, if you want these funnels right here, let me show you really quickly, and then I'm going to give you the password for this, and then the password for our $5,000 Invest in You contest, and then we will wrap things up and say goodnight, and hopefully you guys had a great training. If it's your first time with us, I hope it's not your last, and if it's your 50th time, I hope you make it 51 next week. We've had a blast with you, and try to do a little something different tonight, bring in some members of my team on here, and hopefully you guys love it. So write this website address down right here. I'm going to put it in the chat box. All right. It's go.vsc.com/funnel. Now, don't type that in and go there right now, because guess what? There's a password. You can't get in because you don't have the password. Okay. So I'm going to give you the password in just a second, but I want you to obviously see what's going to happen when you go there. When you go to that page, guys, this is what you'll see. You will see this page right here, okay? Now, this page is going to have your funnels for the Ambassador Squeeze pages right here. Look, it says Ambassador Squeeze pages. Download now, and they're available until midnight. All right, all you've got to do is go to this page, click that link, and you will instantly have all of the pages that Ricky just made, plus some others. How many of you understand how to do that? Just say yes. I want to make sure I get lots of yeses. Now, I did see that there were some new people here. Obviously, we have people that are joining our trainings and stuff every week, so I want to make sure. Type the number 1 in if you do not have ClickFunnels. If you do not have ClickFunnels, type the number 1 in. All right? All of you that are typing the number 1 into the box, when you come to this page, understand something. ClickFunnels has what they call a shared funnel link. What that does is it lets me take this entire funnel, all of these pages right here, and instantly put them into your account. I use ClickFunnels for my whole business. I did not use ClickFunnels so that I could try to sell you ClickFunnels, okay? That is not why I use ClickFunnels. I have almost 1,000 pages built in here. But you will need ClickFunnels in order to use these pages. If you go to my link, okay, up at the very top of this page, there's a button that says you can get a free trial of ClickFunnels. I think it's $1 for 2 weeks. All right, here's total transparency. If you click that link right there and you sign up for ClickFunnels, I will get paid a commission, okay? If you are not okay with me getting paid a commission, or if you think I'm only giving you these funnels to make $1, then just simply go to clickfunnels.com, get ClickFunnels, and then come back to my page and click the shared funnel link. So the 2 steps. Number 1, you have to have ClickFunnels. When you get it, log into your account. Have your account open, just like I have my account open right here. And then go, scroll down here, and click on this Ambassador Squeeze page link. That will give you all the funnels, okay, that I just showed you. You can also get all of my other sales funnels and affiliate funnels and all these funnels. I have 11 funnels that we've given our students here, plus the ambassador funnels. But the ambassador ones are obviously the most important ones, you know, that at least to me, okay? So you're going to get the ambassador squeeze pages. Type the number 1 in if you know exactly what I need you to do. Type the number 2 in if you're still confused, because I want you to get these squeeze pages, because if you get these squeeze pages tonight, then you'll have the ability to start doing this stuff, putting it into our group, and then I might buy your squeeze page next week. You never know, right? I bought 2 tonight. I'll buy up to 8 next week, and you guys have a great training that you can refer to now, and you'll be able to go in here and do this. So make sure you get ClickFunnels. Make sure that you download these funnels tonight. I will tell you, as always, these links quit working at midnight. So that's about 2 hours from now. These links will not work. If you click this Ambassador Squeeze page link tomorrow, it will not work. I have to lock them up because people steal them and they put them all over the internet and do stupid stuff, okay? So you need to go here, do it tonight, get the squeeze pages installed tonight before midnight. Everybody say yes if you're good with that, okay? I see lots and lots of yeses. Awesome. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you 2 passwords right now. One password is going to be to get you into this page. The other one is for our $5,000 Invest in You contest. The $5,000 Invest in You contest password for tonight is going to be money. M-O-N-E-Y, money. So the password for tonight this is not for this page. This is what you want to write down. It's the keyword, not the password. The keyword for our $5,000 Invest in You contest is money, okay? Money, M-O-N-E-Y. Because we are all here to make money. And now I will give you the password for this page. The password is simply AM1. All you've got to do is type in AM1 and it will take you right here to this page. And when you go to this page, you will first get ClickFunnels and then get all of the ambassador funnels, which should be down there. AM1, no capital letters, just AM1. So go.vsc.com/funnel, type in AM1, and you will get in. Start typing the word yes if you're in, okay? If you're into that page and you're seeing all the funnels, so make sure my passwords, last week I messed my password up and all kinds of stuff. So everybody's in, very, very good. If you're in and you're loaded, rock and roll, get your funnels tonight, do your designs, put them into our Success Connection group, teach people, help people, engage with people, talk with people. You know, I'll leave you with one thing before we head off of here tonight. And this is the one thing that's most important to me. I did a Facebook Live about it last night at 11 o'clock because it just hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, there's a few things in life that we can look at, like in our daily lives, right? That we can kind of bring into what we do as business owners, entrepreneurs, and certainly as internet marketers. One of the things that I really believe in is I believe in the power of a community and the power of the synergy and the community of people working together with a common interest, a common goal, and a common desire, all on the same page, moving in the same direction, looking forward to a better something, right? Whatever that better something might be. There's so many things in life where you can see this happening. You know, I know people that are in AA right now. They struggle very hard with alcohol addiction. And when you take them and you put them in their AA meetings, it's like they're in this safe zone because they see other people that are having the same struggles with them. And when they get out of those safe zones, they walk around and they see maybe, you know, somebody drinking a beer, and all of a sudden it comes to their mind and they think, I want to drink a beer. And then they feel bad about themselves and think, gosh, I'm the only person that has these problems. But when they go to those safe zones, when they go to those groups, those communities, those people that are like-minded with the same common interest, they see that there's tons of people in the same position, thinking and feeling the same way. But they also see that there's people that have been in that group for maybe 6 months that are not feeling that way anymore, that are further along and further progressed than they are. We see this with weight loss. We see this with relationship loss. We see this with grieving. I mean, we were just introduced to this because of, like, you know, grieving for people. There's a grieving counseling because a lot of you know that we lost my cousin this a couple of months ago, 26 years old, and it's been the roughest thing that we could ever have imagined that we could possibly go through. But when you take, like, my aunt and you put her in a room with other people who have lost their children, and she can see that there's hope, right? There's a future where it gets better. It helps to lift us up. It helps to bring us to this place where we can be productive and where we can have confidence in ourselves and our abilities. I truly think that I'm building that kind of community right here for your business. If you join the Success Connection group, it's free, and you actively talk to each other. You talk to each other every single day. You give people feedback, not criticism, but constructive criticism. If something doesn't look good or it doesn't work, tell them, right? But tell them in a nice way. Tell them in a constructive way. Lift people up and communicate with each other and help each other. If you could see the pages that were built, when I asked people to build pages 6 months ago, they looked like crap. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And look at where they are today. They're to the point where I'm literally willing to spend my money, buy those pages, and then give them out to all of my students and put my name on it, put my brand on it, put my stamp on it, right? All because of the education, the training, and the push and desire, not just from me, but from all the people in this group. You need to be a member of this group, but you don't need to be a member just on Thursdays. You need to be a member every single day of the week, because the more you engage, the more you post, the more you comment, the more you sit in there and you like the things that other people are doing, and the more you help other people, the more they're going to help you, and the more you're going to learn. It's all about creating that community and that opportunity for you guys to work together. I'm one single person, and I don't know everything. I'd love to know everything, but I don't. So I know that there are people right here that can help each other. There are people in this group that will probably make more money in a lifetime than I've made. There's people in this group that will do better things online than I have done. And you got to believe that, because it's true, right? With 1,000 people on here, I promise you, there are people in here that are destined to do greater things even than I have done. And I know that. All I want to do is be the person to help push you in that direction and provide the community. That's why I called it the Success Connection. It's where we all connect together with this common interest and this common goal of having success. So with that said, that is what I'm thankful for. I'll ask you what you're thankful for. Post it on Facebook for me. What are you thankful for going into the holiday? What is the one thing in your life that you are most thankful for? When you wake up in the morning, you're like, wow, I am so thankful that I have X in my life, right? For me, I am thankful that I have the Success Connection. I'm thankful that I have this community, this group, and that I've been so dedicated for 3 years to being here on holidays, on birthdays, every day, and trying to build something that will better the lives of other people. And I've seen it happening. I was just working on a presentation, and I saw a picture of me with a guy named Gary. He's one of our students, and it was from 2013. And then there was a photo of me with him just at our Build Sim Profit event last month, 2017. 4 years of following me, paying attention to me, listening to what I have to say. 4 years of someone's life. It's a truly humbling experience, and it's something I'm truly thankful for. Not everybody gets 1,000 people in a webinar. I do webinars all the time with other people, and they have 50 people, 100 people, 120 people. They don't have 1,000 people with people waiting at the door trying to get in and they're locked out. I am really humbled and appreciative of the time and energy that you guys give me, and hopefully I am able to do the best that I can do to help you all have success and have successful businesses, but also have the confidence in yourself to believe in yourself enough to make it happen, because it truly can happen for you and for every single person in here. So thank you so much. I made it to 2 full hours on the Success Connection tonight after I told you it was going to be 1 hour. I'm also thankful that my dad blessed me with the ability to talk to a stop sign for 3 hours as well. And maybe my mom contributed to that too. But listen, guys, have a safe weekend. Have a fun weekend. Have a great holiday week. I'll be here next Thursday, even if you're not. I won't give up, and I won't let you down. So I'll be here live next Thursday. We'll go through some more of this. I'll be giving away some more pages and doing some awesome stuff next Thursday. So you better be here if you can. But if you're with your family, spend some time with them, give them a hug, tell them you love them, and enjoy that. So again, let's see. Somebody said, keep to the time limits. Once may be okay. As a matter of course, it's not good. Yeah, at the end of the day, I can only do what I can do, right? I get it all out. I teach what I can. If I can get it in an hour, I get it in an hour. If I get it in 5 hours, I'm here for 5 hours. The beautiful thing about life is we all get to choose what we do. There's a big red X. You can click it at any time, and then you got to go. But I'm still going to be here until I get every single thing out that I need to get out to help all of you guys have success. So with that said, thank you so much, everybody. Get your funnels. I'll leave the webinar screen up for just a minute. Go to the website address. It's go.vsc.com/funnel, password AM1. Go down, get ClickFunnels, and then get your ambassador funnels. Say thank you to Ricky for me on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, and if you're on the webinar, go to Facebook, go to the Success Connection group right now. I challenge you. Go to the Success Connection group right now and say, I'm going to be successful. And then say hashtag thank you, Ricky. And let's see how many people say thank you to Ricky for building 3 pages for you tonight live on the Success Connection. Guys, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a great holiday, and we'll be here live next Thursday. Bye, everybody.